felt like you had a challenge so difficult or so daunting that you wouldn't be able to overcome it? About 8 years ago, after my divorce, I found myself in such a situation. I had my credit ruined during the divorce, and I was in a really bad spot financially. It was hard for me to find an apartment complex who would even rent to me because my credit was so bad, and there was no way I'd be able to purchase a car without having a really bad interest rate. About 6 years ago, when I met my wonderful current husband, I was embarrassed of my financial situation, and I wanted us to have a really nice home to live in. At the time, I lived in an apartment, and I didn't think I would ever be able to own my own home. Even if you've never been in that situation, you can probably relate to the hopelessness I felt, thinking that I was having a dream that I was never going to be able to achieve. I'm proud that I have been able to improve my credit score and purchase my own home, and it showed me that with a little research, hard work, and determination, that I'm able to achieve any goal I set my mind to. Tonight, I'm going to share with you how I improved my credit score from under 500 to over 700 and why it's such a source of pride for me. Let's start with how I actually repaired my credit score. In order to make a significant change, you have to first believe that it's possible. So I started there. I was open to the idea that I would be able to improve my credit score and that at some point I would be able to buy my own home. After that, I started doing some research online to find out what kind of credit score I would need in order to purchase my own home. And I also reached out to a friend of mine who is a realtor to see what kind of tips that she had for me. And I spoke to an acquaintance that I had at a bank who actually approved home loans to get some tips on what I would need to do in order to get approved. And last but not least, I had the amazing support of my partner who was very encouraging along the way. And even when I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, he kept telling me that I could. Even with all I learned and with the support that I had, I still felt like I needed to enlist a little bit of professional help. So first I signed up for a credit reporting site so I could monitor my own credit score. And then I reached out to a professional credit repair firm who told me what to do, they told me what not to do, they gave me some instructions to follow, and they reached out to credit bureaus on my behalf in order to help me improve my score and clean up some inaccurate items. After all the research and carefully following the instructions, I got to see that my credit score was slowly improving. After seeing my credit score improve month over month, I knew that I was soon going to be able to realize my dream of owning my own home, but I didn't know how proud I would be of my accomplishment. I'm proud to have improved my credit score because turning my credit around proved to me that I can do anything that I set my mind to. I learned that knowledge is power and that it was not as difficult as I initially thought it was going to be. Working to achieve a goal, especially one that is so beneficial to my family, was really rewarding. And I never really had set a goal in my personal life before until this point. Before, I would kind of, hide my head in the sand and hope the problem would go away. But after tackling this goal, I was able to have the confidence to know that I could tackle other problems that came up in my life. By setting realistic goals and going through the process step by step, I realized it was not as daunting as I thought it was going to be. And initially, I was embarrassed to ask for help in my situation. I was really ashamed of my situation. But after I took that leap and reached out to people, I realized how supportive they were and how willing to help they were. So I'm encouraged to help other people and also to reach out for help if I need it in the future. So now you know how I improved my credit score and why it's such a source of pride for me. I never would have dreamt that I would have a good credit score or own my own home. 8 years ago, living in that apartment, I thought it was just a dream that would never be realized. By tackling the problem head on, I was successful, and this makes me very proud of my accomplishment. I have excellent credit now, and I no longer feel the embarrassment or shame that goes along with having a bad credit score, and the sky is really the limit for me. I have learned that by tackling a goal head on and achieving it, that I can really do anything I set my mind to.